Real quickly, I just want to say that some dumbass decided to copyright claim the entire SCP wiki, and if he wins, the entire SCP community is in danger and will most likely be shut down. So please check out the GoFundMe the creators made to help with the legal case. I will leave a link in the description, and you, man. The SCP Foundation is a fictional organization which originally formed on 4chan with a creation known as SCP-173, who, till this day, is the most famous SCP. The Foundation definitely has one of the coolest communities, considering OCs created by the community actually become canon. Like me, SCP-426. I'm just an ordinary toaster, except when talking about me, you refer to me in the first person, no matter what. Freaky, right? After reading about SCP-087, basically a scary version of the Endless Staircase from Mario 64, somebody made a small game based on this SCP. In this game, you simply just walk down the stairs. But the feeling of knowing you're not alone and the atmosphere is what makes it so terrifying. This ignited a spark in the person who made the game, and he then made SCP Containment Breach, one of my favorite horror games. The story in itself is extremely interesting. At one of the SCP facilities, you, a D-class, which is basically a prisoner on death row, who will do tests for the Foundation or, be killed, are selected for testing. During a test with SCP-173, something goes wrong and then... a containment breach happens, and all SCPs are released. You have one goal as a D-class: survive. Avoid all SCPs and their little mechanics, avoid all MTF soldiers and their guns they wish to shoot you with, and escape the facility. Speaking of, why don't we talk about... Now, the facility itself is quite hard to work around on its own. Site-19 is separated into 3 sections. Light Containment, where D-Class and SCPs that are easy to contain are held. Heavy Containment, where your fear and anxiety take manifestation as SCPs, who are hard to contain, won't stop appearing everywhere! Oh my... Seriously? Again? And there's... I actually forget what the third part is called. It's where the staff and main control panel stuff is at, and also, the exit. You wander around this place with a new layout each playthrough. Now, what I love about this game's world is how easy it is to tell you've progressed. In each section of Site-19, you have something to do to progress to the next section of the facility. In Light Containment, you have to disable the door lock to make it to Heavy Containment. Then you have to disable the warhead that could kill you and restore power to the main generator in the worst part of the facility. Seriously, you, man. And prevent a virus from spreading. The kind of virus that turns you into a zombie. Oh dear. Then, in the next section, you have to stop Bill Gates' leechy tendrils from the control of the facility so you can negotiate with him. Then give him back power, in which he'll let you escape. What the hell? Anyway, the progression in this game is amazing. It feels like each section is a new level, and not just because of the change in looks, but the feeling of progression. It's so satisfying figuring out what to do, and being able to open the door you couldn't open before. Especially because you are not directly told what to do. There are very subtle hints and one not subtle hint, but it's so hard to pick up on them. And then there are just parts of the game where you're not told what to do at all, so it's really satisfying to actually progress in this game considering it's quite hard. I also forgot to mention that the rooms are randomly generated each playthrough. So that's why it's so damn hard to figure out where to go, unless you put in a certain seed. The gameplay itself is okay, I guess. The walk cycle is really strange looking. It's sort of like you're riding a bike and one of the pedals broke.
I love how in this game, your walk cycle feels like you're on one of those like workout bicycles, and you're on one side, and you can only go like that. My metaphors are just fucking flawless.
It looks a little normal when sprinting. Speaking of, there are 2 meters in the bottom left corner. A sprint and blink meter. Sprint meter is pretty self-explanatory. It's how long you can sprint for. Pretty simple. Which is definitely helpful for running away from SCPs. The blink meter is more of a countdown until you blink. You can manually blink with spacebar to reset the meter, which is also very nice to know. The blink meter is so detailed that it will go down faster if you're in a cloud of smoke. That's pretty cool and impressive. I'll explain why the blink meter is so important later. You can also open your inventory with tab, and, well, no inventory is complete without items. There are many items in this game. 10 of which you can hold, unless you have a clipboard or a wallet, but, that only works for certain items. The item types are plentiful, so I'll give a brief description of all of them. Just know that most items can have upgraded versions of them. Documents are there just to give you some background information and info on how some SCPs work and how to work around them. You can hold 10 documents in each clipboard. Keycards allow you to open certain doors in the facility based on what level keycard you have. There are 6 types of keycards. Gas masks will let you make the blink meter not go down quicker when you're around smoke. It'll block the outer edges of your POV, and there are 2 versions. And there's also an SCP that's a gas mask. You could also say the hazmat suit is like a gas mask, I guess, but that only protects you from viruses. Bulletproof vests are, well, bulletproof. First aid is pretty self-explanatory. SNAV acts as a map of the facility, and there are 3 versions of them, and one of them tells you what SCPs are nearby. Night vision goggles allow you to see in the dark in case the power goes out, or invisible coming for you. And then, the most important item of all time. Batteries. I'm serious. Most SNAVs and night vision goggles are out of batteries, so you need to use them. Oh, also, some SCPs are items that can be carried. Something else that makes this game frightening is just the general atmosphere of the game. For the entire game, there's a strange black radial effect around your POV, and eerie white noise playing. Sometimes you'll hear faint screams and then the alien noises of SCPs. The screen shakes as well. It truly is terrifying. But, does this game follow the rules that all games should follow? With a good atmosphere comes greater music. Something that should always go along and have a nice bond with the atmosphere in a video game is music. And this game is no exception. Even though this game has very little songs, mostly just having eerie white noise in the background, the few songs it does have put this immense feeling of fear in you. And if it doesn't scare you, then it'll just make you feel uneasy and paranoid. Like something is always with you. Like an Oh. Some of my favorite songs play when you're face to face with an SCP. Time to get to what this entire game is about. The Spookers. Site-19 has so many SCPs in it. Some of them are passive, Some of them are hostile, some of them are willing to compromise, and some of them are just flat out items. I honestly don't know how to do this category, but I will tell you the SCPs are so terrifying. They're more terrifying than your normal horror game enemy, like Daddy from Resident Evil 7 or Pyramid Head from Silent Hill 2. They're more terrifying because most of them don't have a goal or backstory to why they are the way they are. The first and most iconic SCP you'll encounter is SCP-173. He'll move fast, and if you're not looking at him, he wants to snap your neck. The entire reason the blink meter exists is because of this SCP, which is actually kind of cool. The worst SCP, and the one you'll most likely come across in the entire game, is SCP-049. You notice there's a new plague, and he wants to cure people by making them into, zombies. I hate him because he won't leave you alone. So what if you want to cure coronavirus? Another SCP you'll come across is SCP-096, which is basically the opposite of 173. He'll kill you if you look at him. The scariest SCP, or the scariest one that actively chases you in my opinion, is SCP-106, also known as the Old Man. He emerges from the ground, slowly walking towards you, walking through walls as drumming gets louder and louder, and if he touches you, you get sent to his pocket dimension. Now, the pocket dimension is really strange. You just have to pick a random direction and go. You might get out, or you might die in there. Who knows, you might end up seeing his throne room or a World War I trench? What the hell? SCP-126 is one I hate. They're invisible. Then, there are stationary ones, like a coffin that'll make you go insane if you look at it through a TV screen, or a scroll you'll want to finish writing with your own blood. And then there's my favorite SCP in this game. Floodlights that summon evil shadows. Honestly, this is my favorite because when I was young, I always had nightmares of being attacked by my own shadows. And then there's the items. Some are a key leading to a strange force where a monster will kill ya. Another will be a gas mask that transports you to another dimension where zombie-looking things will kill you. Some are pills that will cure you of any diseases. Now let's move on to the two most important SCPs story-wise. SCP-079 is a sentient computer, and what caused the containment breach. You need to compromise with him in order to beat the game. And there's also SCP-682, who is considered the strongest and most dangerous SCP, and he is a major part in one of the endings. He's basically an indestructible lizard. I should mention that if you recontain 106, by the way, you can totally recontain a few SCPs in this game, that too will affect one of the endings. Speaking of which, we should get to that. After making your way out of heavy containment, NTF, aka the military, enters the facility to recontain SCPs and kill you. So just disable both the military and the sentient computer's control of the facility. But when you do that, 079 will contact you through the PA system, and this is a sign, saying he'll compromise with you. After entering his cell, he makes a deal with you. Give him control of the facility back, and he'll let you escape through Gate B. Now, he'll say he's going to unlock Gate B, but he'll unlock both Gate A and B. Depending on certain conditions and what gate you go through, this will determine which of the 4 endings you get. Gate B, ending 1, where a nuclear warhead goes off and you die. Or B, ending 2, where 682 escapes and you die.
We were unable to detonate the warheads for unknown reasons. All helicopters and NTF units go back to Gate B immediately. Capturing SCP-682 is now our #1 priority.
Gate A ending 1, where the Chaos Control, a group who went rogue from the facility, takes you in for questioning.
You know too much to let them get you. You're coming with us.
And Gate A Ending 2, where NTF takes you in to determine whether you're an SCP or not.
Stop right there. Class B has been found.
I'm not going to get into the specifics of Gate A Ending 2, but I'll link a video in the description that theorizes what that's all about. I'm now just going to quickly explain what you need to do to get the ending. So, Gate B Ending 1, keep the warheads on and escape through the Gate B. In Ending 2, you disable the warheads in free SCP-682 and go through Gate B. Gate A Ending 1 is the same as B Ending 2, but you just go through Gate A instead. The last ending is acquired by doing Gate A Ending 1 requirements and also recontaining SCP-106. So yeah, that's a pretty cool story. But how's the game overall? SCP Containment Breach is overall a great game. Although at first it may seem like a standard indie horror game, there's a lot that truly makes this game terrifying. The atmosphere and music blend together perfectly with the world. It has interesting and unique items and gameplay mechanics. The monsters are beyond terrifying and the story is pretty dope. So, 8 out of 10. Weird graphics and difficult directions, but fun as hell. Hey guys, thanks for watching this review on SCP Containment Breach. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I am really excited to work on this project, and I'm glad to be doing reviews, because it's something I enjoy. I hope you will enjoy the rest of the channel's content. I'll see you guys all later.